to have its spirit. I've got to have it. I've got to be around it. Just like some relationships are bad, but the person is saying, I just can't live without them. You got two black eyes. You look like a raccoon. No, that's funny, but it's real. People put themselves in the position that is stupid to me. They love me and have beat you to the point of death. That's love. I'm like Tina Turner now. What love? You keep that. And look at it. Look at it for what it is. We say things as though we don't understand the meaning of them. Come on. Love working no ill to us, brother. Love is not revengeful. Love does not try to get its secrets on. No, love is action. When you tell somebody you love them, there must be some action involved. You can say all day long how much you love somebody. But except something else appears on the scene, then that is just talk. It's reality. It's the word. Jesus said, I got a question for you guys. Watch this.
But the days will come when the bridegroom shall be taken away from them.
Look at that.
And then they shall fast in those days.
So he said when it's taken away, when the time comes when it's to leave, then you're going to be able to do what you need to do. But now watch this. What happens? What do we have to do to make a situation change? Because sometimes we think and quote sayings that do not fit our situation. Like this, for instance. This too will pass. No, it won't. There are some things that ain't going to pass. There are some things that will follow you to your grave. Because you're going to make the choice whether to say something or not. If you choose not to say anything, then nothing will be done. Absolutely nothing. But if you say something, then something will be done. It's just like anything else in life. Why do you think there's so much abuse in the home? Because somebody is not saying. And when they say it, they say, no, that ain't true. You know what they start doing to the babysitters now? They put up baby cameras. Yeah, nanny cameras they call them. Because so many parents, babies was coming up dead in the hands of the babysitter. But the babysitter kept saying, I didn't touch it. You know, on the camera they got the baby by the legs swinging her. Shut up! What if the camera hadn't been there? We got a camera of life that follows us around every day. Stop denying the fact that you're doing things that you shouldn't do. Because there's a camera watching you. Everywhere you go, everything you say, somebody is watching you. So you can't make a change until you make a choice that you want to change. I hear this all the time. Pastor, pray for me because I want my life to be better. I asked him, I said, what are you doing to make it better? Well, nothing yet, but I'm you know, I just want to let you know that's what I'm planning on doing. No, you should have had a plan when you asked me to pray for you. You should have said, this is what I'm going to do, and I would love for you to pray with me and just be there for me when I need you. But coming empty-handed, you're not going to get much result empty-handed. You got to come with something. Life requires what? A sacrifice. There are not many of us willing to sacrifice, not even to get to the top. Because if we would act better on the job. We would not be taking unauthorized breaks. They wouldn't turn into lunch breaks. You know, went home and they way up and still clocked in.
All right.
You know, you can say out real low, don't nobody hear that. The camera's on us. My partner is the producer of the show used to be called Candid Camera. He produced that show for 20 years. And what they would do, they would, auspiciously catch people doing things and pull pranks on them and say, "You are on candid camera." They got a song that comes out on the Christian station called Searchlight. So the searchlight is on you. Searchlight indicates that it's searching at all times. When it finds something, it locks in on it because it's searching for something. That's why you have search engines on your computer. It's looking for something you put in. When it finds it, it pops on the screen. And it's the same thing about life. Life is a search engine. And it's searching all of us in this room today. You have now made it into 2012. What you gonna do with it? You have now made it another year, into another year rather. Yes, true enough, only 8 days, but it's enough time to make a difference. Do you believe that? Is 8 days enough time to make a difference? Well, of course it is. 8 seconds is enough. That's what the bull riders do. They only have to stay on that big beast 8 seconds. After 8 seconds, you're talking about millions of dollars. No, I never thought about it.
That's right.
Oh, that's too much beef for me. I love it, but I don't ride it like that. You have to understand that life itself looks like a beast to some of you sitting in here right now. I have done all I can do to make it. Stop fooling yourself. You have not done all you could do. Well then, I beg you, if maybe you've done all you could do to make it worse. Because when you start repeating a thing, you know what happens now? You start going around in a circle. And sometimes when you spin that big wheel of life, you wanted to stop on success and money. Instead of stop on, you did this yesterday. You did this the day before. It seems like you keep on spinning and it never winds up on money and success. Because we always manage to go back to where we come from. Is there something drawing us back to? Yes. You know the story of Sodom and Gomorrah? That was a city that was infested with diseases of sin. And God said, because your sins stink in my nostrils, I'm going to destroy the city. But he told Abraham, if you can find 50 people in this city, get this now, we're talking about a city. We're talking about a city that had over 1 million people in it. You couldn't find 50 that were saved? You know what the title is for Las Vegas? Sin City. But on the west side alone, you got 180 churches. On the west side alone, in Sin City, should be church paradise. Because every corner you go on, there is a church. Those many churches, something else should be going on. You know what? Our title should have changed by now, don't you think?
All right.
Because obviously it's all over the news. You know. In fact, the Attorney General has gotten so now they're not issuing out any more certificates for churches. No. They said for the period of 7 years they will not issue out anymore. Now why they made that decision, I don't know. Maybe because 180 on the west side.
Wow.
I don't know. Because the only reason a lot of them are there, watch this, is because some of them didn't want to be on authority.
Come on.
They didn't like the church they were in. They didn't like the pastor they was with. They didn't like the people they was associated with. So I'll go and start my own church. Okay, but the problem is you. So it's going to be you. You are the problem. It's easy for us to blame it on other people. Yes. I know 100 people right now I can blame stuff on. You did it to me. Yeah, I know you did it. You said it. I know you said it. But it does not negate the fact that I'm wrong. And that I could possibly be wrong. He told them, he said, when I leave, you can do what you need to do. When you make the choice that you really need to make, watch how your life changes. Watch how the whole lifespan to you seems like it's so rich and glorious because you have gotten rid of the sore or the infection that was in your life. You stay in one place too long, you get infected. Don't you know if you lay on in one position too long, you get sores? Life is like if you stay in one place too long, you got sores all over you. You ought to have enough care about yourself to even turn just a little bit every now and then. So you won't have to see what you see so frequently. And then you don't have to declare your doom. This is all for me. Some of the stuff that we are claiming that's all for you, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. You've gone to school, you got degrees, wonderful education, and you've declared this all you're going to get? Shame on you. Well, then why did you go to school and spend all those hours, all that money, all that time you invested to come out and say this is all I'm going to get? We need more movers and shakers in this world. We need some people to make some things happen. We need people to say, no, I'm not going to take no for an answer. No, I'm not going down like that. No, I'm not going out like that. Opposed to saying the devil made me do it. Come on. Satan would love to have the credit. But he knows he has nothing to do with a lot of things that go on in our lives. We want to cater to him, but he's not. He said, you know what, I wasn't even there that night. But thank you anyway. It's a star in my crown. So Jesus says this, say, you cannot do what you need to do until I leave. That's what he was really telling them. Because while he was there, they weren't going to sin. Come on, Jesus would have known. They wouldn't have been a slip and dip because Jesus would have knew it. So he said, when I leave, I guarantee you're going to do what you need to do. The best thing for a parent to do to their children is to educate them on life and goals and achievements. Now, if the person, and that's why I said those things first, because I'm going to tell you the first thing that you really need to know and associate yourself with is the God that made you. Amen. Who know you better than God? But then Solomon, one of the wisest men that ever lived, said, train up a child in the way that you would love them to go or you want them to go. Come on. And when they grow old, they will not depart. But you know, if we would start instructing our children, just don't settle for just getting by. You get by and then what you have? Nothing. I guarantee Barack Hussein Obama mother never thought he was going to be the president of the United States. But I guarantee she must have instilled something in him to go after something. Stop settling just for anything. What kind of value you have on your life? That's important. Because many times our value is so low is that we're afraid to say, I'm going to make it. Well, let me tell you, I'm going to make it. And anybody that follows me going to make it.
Right now. Right now.
Because I refuse to leave them behind.
Yeah.
We can all go up together. But we ain't going up. That's just the way it is. Because I realize sooner or later I'm going to need you, and you going to need me. Jesus was trying to get them to realize, right now, you can't do what I need you to do. But I'm preparing you to do it. What do I need to do? You need not to try to put your old life into your new life. Your old life is full of heartache, pain, suffering, loss. Why do you want to bring it into your new life? Some of the things that happened to us in 2011, we don't even want to repeat it. We don't even want to see it anymore. But we're only 8 days into the new year. And already somebody has difficulties. The stuff that we're sinking in now, don't you know we should be standing in it? But we're sinking it because there's no foundation. Watch this.
Verse 21. No man also seweth a piece of new cloth on an old garment, Else the new piece that filled it up taketh away from the old,
Look at this.
and the rent is made worse.
Here you got now a garment that is torn. So you have gotten a piece of new cloth and put it on the spot that was torn. You know what the people are looking at now? That spot. Because it's now have taken the spotlight of the whole garment. The only thing they can see is that new patch. It stands out like a sore thumb. When you go back to where God had brought you from, it sticks out like a sore thumb. That's why people don't want to be engaged with you, because they know there's no change. And I applaud women that tell no good men, hello somebody, that you have not changed. And I'm not going to fall for that no more. Well, I know I ain't going to get an amen on that, but I'm just going to tell you just the way it is. You got somebody that promised that you the Nubian queen. Been together almost 100 years and they married yet.
Come on, Bishop.
Well, when the queen gonna take on the throne? Oh, okay, I know. I'm moving on. I know you want me to go. I'm going. But come on now.
That's real right there.
Timothy said, this is why men creep into houses and find silly women and leave them heavy laden with sin, and they go on to the next one. Next. But I thought you loved me. I thought we were going to be together forever. I thought I was your BFFF. It's real. Stop allowing people to come into your life telling you stuff that's not real. This is real stuff. Jesus told them, you're going to face it one day, and I'm not going to be around to help you. Now, what you going to do about it? He said, the one thing that if you do it, you're going to mess up. He said, you put old wine into a new vessel, it's going to mess up. Some of us may have or may not have made New Year's resolutions. I don't make them. I don't even see the need for them. I'm going to be saved next year if I'm alive. I made that a choice. So I don't need to make no New Year's resolution. But if those have made them, how many are ready and prepared to carry them out? Because at that time of the year, everybody feels the need to say, God, you can depend on me. But the question is, can he really depend on you? You have to really face life for what it is. He says to them, watch this, as life goes on, he knew that the old and the new system was some kind of way was going to clash. He knew that the religious people that lived in that city was going to be hard to deal with, and they wouldn't even know how to deal with them when he was gone. See, you got to realize Jesus dealt with all of the hypocrites and the big shots that the disciples couldn't handle, because they were young, immature, didn't know very much about them. On the other hand, Jesus was before Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He said, before they were, I am. So he was back there during the time when they needed some instructions, needed to know about what really was going on. The disciples, on the other hand, did not. So they couldn't function by themselves. They thought they could, like the average person today. I got this, I'm grown. Grown people fail too. More so. Because a lot of times they think they're grown. And when you think you're grown, a lot of times that means you're telling yourself, I can do what I want to do, say what I want to say, be what I want to be. And a lot of times what they really want to be, they so far from it that it's just impossible to get to. So he says this to them. The disciple was going through a process to fit them into the responsibility of their new self. See, they was about to be without Jesus. I can't even fathom being without God in my life. Not now. That's a scary thought. Do you know how you lived before you got saved? Isn't that a scary thought to not have God there to say, come on now, get your head together. You really don't want to go there. That's a scary thought, to think that Jesus won't be there. He was trying to get them ready for life and responsibility. Paul said these words. He said, when I was a child, I acted like a child. He said, but when I became a man, I put away childish things. See, when you become an adult, there are some things you got to do by choice. I choose not to be like no child. Because it's just out of the way now. I'm 35, walking around with a pacifier in my mouth, goo-gooing.
Come on now.
Would y'all think that's strange and unusual? Crawling around, with a pamphlet on the floor and just, that's not normal, huh? This is the point I'm trying to get you to see. This is how scary it was for them without Jesus. Because they were not really ready to face responsibility. The majority of us are not ready.